Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Vanguard cast. My name is Thomas JaKaTaKtv, and this time we have a special guest caster with us today,
Hey.
Temp0 himself. How are you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I am A-OK. Even better now that I get to check this out.
Yeah, man. So you know, full disclaimer, you know nothing about Vanguard.
I know nothing.
You know
Basically, Jon
nothing,
Snow.
Kwame Mensah. You know nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of StarCraft-like type stuff going on over here. To introduce the players, we got Doihi, who is on the team of December's Calm, who's the lead game designer. And then on the other side, we've got Theo, who's the lead balance designer. And he's with a barcode, who we're going to call Swede, because we know who the barcode is.
Okay. Got it.
And so in Vanguard, one of the key differences you're seeing right from the beginning is that players start with units right away.
I saw that.
These are kind of like starter units, so you can get out on the map and get some scouting information right away. Kind of cuts away the potential build order losses and things like that without having to send a worker scout.
Mm-hmm. To focus on that economy too. So yeah, I noticed that. And they look kind of cool too.
Yeah, we got a little different skins on them. That's actually a really new update, pretty recently, especially the Reapers as well. So got a lot of skins going on. We try to. It's tough, because you look at this game, you're like, oh, that's a StarCraft drone. It's like, no, that's a Vanguard drone. It's got 50 HP. It's a little bit different.
Okay.
So everything's a little bit off, but we'll kind of see how things develop as they go along. It looks like our red team is taking a really early third base, going up to 3 bases. Usually on this map, we see players take 2 pretty quickly, and the third base is usually the point of contention. So a little bit of greed coming out from Theo over here. We'll see how he makes use of it.
And surprisingly enough, Theo, doesn't he usually play Protoss, right?
Yeah, Theo's a Protoss main in StarCraft 2, and in this game, he plays all the races. He pretty much always plays random, as a true balance designer should.
I like it. Yeah, you have to, right? You got to check everything out. And I just noticed something here. That watchtower-looking thing, the fortification point is what it's called, did get taken out here by December. Yeah,
so there's a couple of different things that can hang out on this fortification point. Where you just saw it got taken down was the Xel'Naga turret. So you get Xel'Naga energy for that, and if you click on one of the players, you can see the third resource over there, the Xel'Naga energy, slowly upticking over time. And there's a bunch of really cool stuff that you can do with the Xel'Naga energy, and as that happens, we'll sort of describe it as we go. But one of the things you look in the center map is this obelisk, and that's a fortification structure or a fort that is controlled by the players. And once you knock down the Xel'Naga towers, you can sort of replace it with your own tower, and that helps you hold down the terrain. A lot of this early game action is going to be about trying to secure particular locations on the map, and you can see both teams kind of doing that right now. It's interesting. We might have a little bit of action over here. Remember that
already in the middle of the map.
Yeah, the Adepts are really weak units in this game because they're scout units. The Adepts, the Queens, and the Reapers are all very weak. They're very cost efficient and they're useful in the early game, but as far as a straight up fight goes, they're quite bad. So, oh my god, this is a bit disastrous. So you can see that fortification tower coming down, but it's already lost a lot of HP, and this is going to be 50 Xel'Naga energy going down for the red team almost right away here.
Oh no! So basically, you spend your Xel'Naga energy there in order to make the fortification points of your own and everything else like that.
Right. So you can see the red team, just spent 50 Xel'Naga energy and they almost got no damage off on it. Most of it was killed before it could even get up. It's kind of like building a bunch of spine crawlers and having them die before
kind of like here,
anything happens.
over in the top right. And
nice little bit of stasis there. I don't know what that last giant explosion was. And here we go. So it's that chronosphere, that chrono bubble right there. That will speed up. It's another expenditure of Xel'Naga energy. That's the Protoss combat spell. You get a combat spell, a fortification structure, a healing structure, and then sometimes you get a utility spell as well. And that was the combat spell. And it speeds up the movement speed and attack speed of all allied things within the bubble.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oracle coming in. It's going to get chased down by a Wraith. If you're familiar with the Brood War, you're familiar with the Wraith. It's pretty much the same.
It's pretty good at shooting Oracles down.
Yep.
It actually took it out. It didn't get any damage at all. Doihi on top of his game.
Yeah, definitely avoiding a lot of those situations there. And it looks like this early base seems to have paid off. It was a tough hold, but Theo held it. So now we have a pretty big economy advantage for the red team. Blue team's trying to catch up rather, and they're both expanding, kind of a double expand right now. One of the sort of strange things over here is December's Calm is not taking this fortification point. There we go. Must have been microing out, looking in another direction. We got a big Hellbat drop over here. That's where the attention was, pushing in that direction. And it's going to be moving over into the other base. Let's see if Theo's paying attention. If not, he may lose quite a bit. Hellbat's quite good in this game in the same way that they were good in Heart of the Swarm. Lots and lots of Hellbat drops going down. Workers falling all over the place. They are going to kill it off. Workers are a little tanky here, but gets a reasonable number of kills.
Yeah, not bad at all. That's kind of crazy. There's so much action as well around the map because the Hydra's another tech path that Theo was deciding to go for. He was fighting a bunch of these Zealots up here, and the Zealots are still pretty fast. I believe they have a charge upgrade.
Yep, yeah, they have a charge upgrade. And the other thing to note is that the Hydralisk is a tier 1 unit in Vanguard, so you can get it pretty much right away. As a matter of fact, you can skip a spawning pool altogether and use the Hydralisk den to get you to Lair and Hive instead of the spawning pool.
Oh, so you can use different tech structures to go to Lair instead of, or Hive rather, because, you know, you don't have to worry about only going Infestation Pit or something like that.
Yeah, actually, the way that we do the Hive is you just don't need anything. If you have a Lair, you can turn it into a Hive. So it kind of gets rid of that, like, really weird, especially in TVZ, right? That weird sort of, oh man, Terran can get 3-3 easy, but it's harder for the Zerg. This kind of helps balance that out a bit. Ooh, and we got Lurkers coming in for Theo as well. Fighting in this choke is going to be really advantageous for him as well. And we do have a Xel'Naga Vault over here off to the side. If that gets activated, we will talk about it. For now, we see a mark coming down, that big red circle from the Terran player. That's the Terran combat spell for Xel'Naga Energy. And it doubles damage on any unit that's caught within it. So anything inside that area was taking double damage for a while, and it forced Theo to retreat back over there. He starts to take poke damage from this Tempest.
Now, was he able to actually save his Lurkers, or I think they might have been taken out, huh? Or
yeah, he had to cancel them, I think. He either got taken out or he had to cancel them, because he's got no Lurkers right now.
Nope.
And he's had to cancel these as well, so a bit of a tricky situation. We also have another Hellbat drop on the other side of the map. It does get pushed off relatively easily. Some bruised Stalkers over here, as we try to keep up with all of the action that's going on all the time.
There's a lot of it, man. As they're the Diamondback here. So when they siege up, that is that circle that you were talking about. Hydra's going to jump right on top of it here. And two of them do go down.
Yeah, really nice flank over there from the Hydras moving around, but the Zealots are getting on top of everything right now. Managed to micro their way out of it. Oh, and then we finally see the third and final combat spell, the Zerg combat spell, Wild Mutation. Increases attack speed and movement speed of everything in the area. You can cast that on your allies units as well, not just the Zerg units.
Oh, nice. That's really cool.
Oh, big Widow Mine hit.
Oh.
Takes out a Stalker. But I think that they're going to be able to push through and take this base. This is a pretty important base to take.
There he goes. Nexus is going to be under fire, and it's both of them here at the same time. And I don't know if there's any backup coming. You know, it's all the way across the map, if anything. Very, very risky base to take because of how far away it is from everything else. Yeah, and that's one of the issues on this map. This first couple of bases are pretty easy to take. The third's hard, and the fourth is even more difficult. So getting this far out is quite difficult. Really, really nice positioning over here, mitigating a lot of the melee damage. And this is just a really beefy, just basic unit army from the red team here. Right, he's kind of staying on that low-tech Hydra, but even with that upgrade, he does have +1 on the Hydras. However, who was it, Swede? Yep. Okay, yeah, he doesn't have any upgrades of his own, and he is sticking with that Oracle Stalker composition. Now, let's see if Theo is able to get any of his Lurkers out, or if he's just given up on them completely. Yeah, he seems to have backed off on them for the time being. We'll have to see. Right now, he is continuing to upgrade. But moving forward over here, really nice Stasis Ward is going to cut the army in half, but there's just so little here to deal with that. Doihi lifts off almost immediately. He's going to try to save this command center, but it is not going to be easy. Oh, December's Cal is also going to the other side of the map with a bunch of Zealots, so he's going to be able to take out a base at the same time. So even if this base from Doihi is going to be taken out, on the other side, at least they're getting some damage done of their own.
Yeah, so relatively even exchange here, but again, because Theo all comes down to this early base. Theo took this early base and defended it, and they've been trading bases ever since. So the red team has been up on economy for such a long time, and I think that's why they're getting away with this low-tech army, just because they can make so much more of it than their opponents.
Exactly. So, oh no, the Hellbats once again.
Oh my god.
As they get into the mineral line, there's nothing here at the moment. There's really nothing.
That stasis trap was great, though.
Yeah. You've been seeing a lot of great stasis traps, by the way, like, almost all game.
Yeah, they activate really quickly, so there's something that you can pretty easily throw down in the middle of combat and make it work for you. These Zealots are going to get a little bit of harassment in, but it looks like they're running into a corner, and this army's going to get completely lost for December's Calm. I don't see any way out of it.
Oh no, completely gone. December's Calm has some more Zealots, though. I assume that they're pretty cheap as well, but they haven't been on the same economy. Even though they are expanding a bit more, a lot of the times Theo and Swede have been taking out those bases, keeping them on very, very low econ. And look at this, no cost efficiency out of them, but they got the Velcros, they're so fast.
Yeah, man, they did manage to escape and get out of there. Also, a little bit of harvesting of the Xel'Naga energy over here. Whenever you kill those Xel'Naga Guardians, you get 10 energy for each.
Yep.
And as we've been seeing, those combat spells can make a really big difference in who comes out on top.
They really have been. Theo was timing down his Zerg one at the same time when he attacked up the ramp, but a nicely placed stasis trap was allowing the hold. But
oh, look at this run by from December's Calm. I think he's going to be able to cancel his Nexus if he gets these Centurions over to the other. Yeah, there we go. All focusing the Nexus down. They should be able to get that. In the meantime, though, we have this huge army out in the front of Blue's base. God. And Red is actually taking the base that they killed. They're building on the corpses of their enemies here over in the top right side of the map.
Land belongs to me now.
All right.
Goes in. Good sieging spot, though, but I mean, the sheer numbers here from Theo and Swede. It's pretty insane.
They're going to have to land some really nice spells if they want to move up this choke point, though. One of the things about Vanguard that is a pretty strong pattern is positional units and position being incredibly important. So a lot of times you can defend with less units if you have the better position. So we'll see if Red Team can overwhelm here with their superior numbers. But in the meantime, we do have some Liberator harass over in the center right side of the map as well.
Yep, those drones are going to have to evacuate. Now this economy that was looking so good for them, not looking so good when there's nothing really to contest.
Yeah, really nice defensive position from Blue Team here. They're taking their fortification at the top of the map. But you'll notice that Swede is taking the enemy fortification point right now. You can actually go ahead and do that, and there are some silly cheeses you can do with that as well. But it really helps to secure your forward location and continue moving on.
Oh, those Liberators seem to have been cleaned up, by the way. So there's only one that does remain.
Yeah.
And it's going to get on away. It might come back a little bit later, but, you know, for now.
Oh, man, Dark Archons are out. And we're seeing a confusion spell for the first time that makes them attack anything that's close to them. Whatever's close to them, they'll attack. He lands so many confusions. This entire army is getting wiped out. Despite their superior numbers, the tech of December's Calm has effectively countered this situation. Red Team in so much trouble right now.
Oh my god, the comeback is real. December's Calm going through. That was crazy. He did it on all of the Hydras, and I was like, what are they doing? They were headbutting each other. They didn't even know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And a huge comeback here by December's Calm and Doihi. Gonna push it on back.
Yeah, so important. That's a dodgeable skill shot. You have to be really paying attention to your army when Dark Archon's in the field, but he didn't reveal them until he had about 7 and just went straight up. It was totally unexpected.
Yeah, that was awesome. Because I thought it was going to be hopeless. They really used their position to their advantage. And even on this map, I really like that it's not just open, you know, the way that they would fall back. A big battle, though, however. Liberation zones going down everywhere. But Theo, with the nice target fire once again, something that has been very consistent by him throughout this whole game. He's
yeah,
the micro.
Yeah, as far as like mechanical skill goes, out of the basic playtester group, right, not including like Tails and Billowy and stuff, Theo's pretty much the best player.
Yeah, Theo definitely looking good here, but I mean, he still has these 4 Dark Archons to deal with, and even some bunkers coming out from Doihi. How often do you see that?
Oh my god, look at that.
Confusion!
He just cast Wild Mutation on confused Hydralisks. Oh my god, and he's actually gonna GG right here. That one critical move with the Dark Archons is going to end the game. Incredible comeback from Blue Team.
Oh, that was so sick.
All right.
Sickest comebacks.
Thank you so much, Tempo, for joining me on a cast. And anytime that you'd like to do another, you're totally welcome. But that does wrap it up for today's Vanguard cast. Go ahead and leave some comments in below. Talk about how Dark Archons are broken. Join us in the Discord. Talk about how Confusion is broken on there if you want, but preferably in a more constructive way. But that wraps it up. My name is Thomas JaKaTaK Labonte. With me has been Kwame, and we are out of here. See you later.